Welcome. This video from the Computer Department Incorporated will go over each step involved in posting all transaction entered into DLS, as well as importing transactions from specific accounting system into DLS Financials. You should first watch the training videos on each account type for creating transactions in each account in DLS Financials. This video starts with transactions already created within DLS. DLS was designed to have transactions entered into DLS and then, when posted in the daily post, exported to the accounting systems to enter the GL and AP transactions that were affected by those transactions. But a few dioceses had us create the ability to have certain transactions exported from the accounting system to be entered into DLS. Doing this importing process will result in the loss of several features and functions of DLS Financials. We will first start with the original design of posting the transactions to lock them down within DLS and exporting them to the accounting system. There is a setting within the System Setup Options of the Maintenance tab where you can delay the exporting of the transaction to the accounting system by checking the option to do a monthly post within the Daily Post section of the Configuration tab. With that option turned on, the Daily Post function will only lock down the transactions to prevent editing. When you get into the Daily Post tab of the main menu, you will see that transactions in the list are filtered through to today's date. If you are looking for a transaction that is dated for a future date, you will need to change this date to the transaction date that you are looking for. The next field is named For User, which will filter the list to just those users you want to post. Default is to show only your transactions, but if you are looking for transactions that were entered by someone else, you will need to use the drop-down to show all the different users in the systems, as well as the option for all users, which turns off the user filter to show all unposted transactions entered by anyone. If you have DLS Online Plus, you will see an additional filter that will only show transactions that originated from a DLS Online transaction request. When checked, it will turn off the user filter and only show the online transactions. The last option on the far right is to see all unposted transactions no matter what the date or who entered them. Under this option, you cannot post any transactions. It is only there to help you figure out why you can't see the transaction you are looking for. The next row has a drop-down of all the cash accounts within the unposted transactions. If you want to only post one certain cash account, you can select just the one cash account. Or to post to all the cash accounts, select all accounts if it is available. When you select a cash account, then the interface files will only make one cash entry for all the transactions that affect that cash account. If you select all accounts, then each DLS transaction will have one cash entry with the other GL account entry next to it. If you would like to print a report of all the unposted transactions in the list, then simply click on the blue Unposted Transaction Report button. The red button to the right of the report button with the X on it will delete all of the highlighted transactions from the system. Warning: this can be a dangerous button to use, and was only meant to give the user a way to remove a transaction here, rather than by going to the account and finding the transaction to delete it there. Please be aware that you will be given 2 opportunities to stop the delete process before the system will follow your command and delete the transactions you selected. To post only certain transactions, simply click on the transactions that you would like to post in order to highlight them. Below the list of unposted transactions is green button labeled Clear All to Post All, which when pushed, all the unposted transactions will be unhighlighted, so that all of them will be processed when you click on the Post button. If you are using an accounting interface, the Post button will include the word interfaced with the word Post. If the workstation has not been configured to export the data to the accounting system, you will get a warning that it is not set up for exporting the file. Another warning everyone will get is that the process will lock down the transactions so that no more edits can be done on them. Only one user can run a daily post at a time. This prevents errors from happening because 2 people are trying to post the same transactions. To prevent this, the Post button will be locked down until the current user has finished posting. If an error occurs during posting, the switch to lock down the Post button may not be reset. If you feel that the Post button should be available, then go to the Maintenance tab and click on the Reset Lock Switches. If the Reset button is available for daily post, then click on it to reset. If not there, or you get the message that all locks are turned off, then there is another reason for the switch to be unavailable. Once the posting process is complete, you will get a daily post wrap-up screen. Depending on the transactions that were posted and the settings of your system, the screen will look similar to this form. Each section will be shown if needed, with the default setting that you had configured as the default in the DLS Financials configuration form. When print is checked, then the report or letter will go straight to the default printer when you click on Finish. Preview will have that report displayed in Preview window to review and print if you would like. Skip means that the report will not print or be displayed. Other options are to print to email, which means when you click on Finish, the locations that have an email address will have the information sent to them via email, but those that don't will have a letter printed for them. The confirmation letters could be noted as custom confirmation letters. If you have configured custom confirmation letters instead of the system default confirmation letters, the colored messages below the Finish button will turn on and off based upon the transactions that were posted and the system configurations that are set. Once you have all the options set in the form, click on the Finish button to process those instructions. In the lower left of the form, you will see a gray button labeled Recreate Past Posts. When you click on this button, a list of the date and time of each posting will be listed from the past 6 months, so that you can highlight that event and run the reports and recreate the accounting interface files for that posting. If the posting was an import from the accounting system, you can reverse that import as well. Finally, if your accounting system is set up to export the transactions entered for your accounts to import into DLS, the Import button will be seen. Here you can click on the button to bring up the File Explorer, starting in the same location that the export files are put, in order to select the file that was exported from the accounting system. Once selected, it will import the transactions and provide you with a list of entries that failed to be imported. Imported transactions are entered as posted and locked down. Thank you for watching. If you need to get more detailed training, feel that this video needs to be more detailed or is missing information in any area, or you still have questions about daily post functions in DLS Financials, please contact DLS Support at 217-697-0105, extension 5, or email support@dlsfinancials.com.